I found my way when I got lost in Atlanta, Georgia. You see, me and the family had gone back to the hotel room about 1 o'clock to take a nap because we had things to do later in the day. Once the kiddos and the wifey were settled, I went out front of the hotel to have a huffle of puff, get ready for my nap. Now, as I was standing there, this older gentleman walked up to me. He was filthy, didn't smell nice, but he's an awesome gentleman. He walked up and he said, "Son, is there any way you could buy me something to eat? I've been trying to get some food since 7 o'clock this morning." He was stumbling hard, not because he had been drinking, but because he had had a stroke a couple of days prior. He also couldn't see very well. People avoided him like he had the plague. Broke my heart. I said, "Yes, I would love to have some lunch with you. What do you want?" His face changed. He stood up a little bit straighter. He said, "I want some beef." I said, "Well, you know a good place? I'm not around, or from around here." And he said, "I do. We're going to have to walk, though." I said, "Okay." And we started walking. Now, I had to stop this man from walking out into traffic multiple times. I don't know if it was the lack of sight or just the excitement, but I'd stick my arm in front of him and say, "Look, we got to wait on the sign, bud. We're going to get hit. It's busy." And "Oh, okay." As we were walking, he was stumbling hard. We had to stop a couple of times to sit down. And while we walked, I had my arm around him. That way he wouldn't fall over. People walked around us far. Prior to us eating, I took him to CVS Pharmacy to get him his essentials, to get him some deodorant, a razor. He got some Windex and Lysol and paper towels. Said he wanted to be able to earn some money cleaning some windows. And he also went over to the beers. He was looking at a six-pack and he said, "Son, are you going to judge me if I ask for you to get me one of these?" I said, "But I'm going to go to my comfy hotel room tonight and I'm going to have a sip of something strong myself. I'm not going to begrudge you that. Go ahead." And so he got all the things he wanted and needed. Now, while I was trying to check out, he was standing next to me. There was 3 registers. We were in the middle one. Security came up to us and they told him he needed to move out of the way and go stand by the doors because there was people waiting to check out that would not come up to the registers while he was standing there. I put my arm around him. I said, "No, sir. He's with me. He's staying." And we proceeded to finish checking out. Now, the wonderful thing was, this gentleman asked me what I did for a living. I told him I'm a comedian. I talk about herbal remedies and I try to make people laugh. He didn't think much of it. But as we were out and about, the only people that came up to us were fans of mine. They came up excited. They'd ask for pictures. They'd ask who the gentleman was that was with me. I said, "This is my best good buddy right here, Carlton." They'd shake his hand, treat him like a human. So after we got done shopping, we exited the store and we went to this burger joint. He told me he wanted the blackest burger they can make. He said, "I want it extra well done. It needs to be black on the center." And so I got him one big old fat juicy burger, got him some fries. I got me the same. He didn't want to eat inside because of the way people were acting. So we went outside and we sat on a park bench. Set all his stuff down. I sat next to him and we were eating. I asked him, I said, "Hey, do you partake in the Lord's lettuce?" And he said, "Well, yes, I do. It's kind of hard to find around here, though." Now, I had a little box on me. It's got 2 compartments that hold 2 single hitters, a spot for your lighter, and then 2 more compartments to fill with something aromatic. I had this thing packed to the brim because I do, in fact, enjoy the Lord's lettuce. And so I pulled this out. I showed him how it worked, and I gave it to him. He clapped his hands and he said, "Oh, it's going to be a good night." And we sat there and we proceeded to eat. Now, we had quite a few bags of things. There was no way I was letting this gentleman carry this stuff. Now, all he had was like a little bag that he was slinging over his shoulder. I said, you need a backpack. Can I get you a backpack?" And he said, "No, son." I said, "Well, why not?" He said, "Well, the only place around here has really nice backpacks." He said, "They're $200-300. "I don't care. I'll get you one." And he said, "No, you don't understand. If I have something that looks that nice, they're going to beat me up and they're going to take all my stuff." I said, okay. He said, you've done enough. Stop trying to do. I looked across the way. There was an ATM. Now, I had also shared a dart with this gentleman, you know, a Marlboro. And so I had a pack on me. I was about half full. And so I went over to this ATM real quick, and I maxed out the daily limit of what I could take out, and I put it inside this package of cigarettes, and I gave it to him. And I told him, I said, keep it somewhere safe. He said, I will, thank you. And we got to talking, and I asked him where I could take him, because I'm not going to let you carry all this stuff. And so he ended up walking me 6-7 blocks away, a different direction, to like a trolley station. Now, while we were walking there, I was carrying everything and had my other arm slung around him. We were just chatting about how he grew up here and whatnot. And then he stopped. And he looked at me. And he said, why are you being so nice to me? I said, why wouldn't I be? And he said, this is the first time in years that anybody has treated me like a human or talked to me like a man. Folks, we got to be kinder. I took him to the train, or the trolley station there, and there was a young gentleman there. He saw me drop this guy off. I gave the man a big old hug. I told him I hoped I'd see him again. And he said, I hope so. I plan to see you next year. Because I told him I'd be back for the next Dragon Con. Now, this younger gentleman, when I walked past him, he gave me a thumbs up and he said, thank you. And so I asked him, I said, will you make sure he gets to where he's going? And he said, yes, I got you. I was feeling worn out at that point of the con, but I went back to it took me a while to get back to my room, but my spirits had been lifted. This was the best thing that happened to me at this con. This was the best thing that's happened to me in a while, talking with this gentleman and treating him like he should be treated. Thank you so much to the fans that came up and shook this man's hand and helped me make him feel like a human again, make him feel like he was deserving of interactions of love. You guys, from the bottom of my heart, you made me so damn proud, knowing that this is the kind of people that I'm drawing to me. Much love, all. And if you're not following me, you should be. We're out here trying to make elevated individuals look good. We're trying to spread a little love.